Welcome friends, this video we're going to be drawing a perfect cube in Procreate. Now there are a couple steps. The first step we're going to do is find the width of the cube, and then second step is find the height. So let's go ahead and get started. This is in 2-point perspective. So what I have here in Procreate, if you go to the wrench and you go to edit drawing guide, I have placed a couple random vanishing points on a horizon line. Now you can move these anywhere you like. For this purpose, I've covered other tutorials of 2-point perspective, so if you have more questions, be sure to check those out. All right, so let's go ahead, and now I'm going to draw a couple guidelines. One thing I forgot to mention is I have this drawing assist on, which allows me to basically use the perspective lines like a ruler. So I will start with a line here and go to the left vanishing point, and then I will do a line somewhere right here and go to the right vanishing point, and then I'll do a second line here to the right vanishing point. Now I can do that because I'm right now establishing the bottom left, the depth, but I don't know the width or the height yet. So we're gonna do just the width for now. Let's go ahead and figure that out. For reference, I'm also going to clean this up a little bit. So we can better understand what we're trying to do, remove some of the guidelines. So I am going to also make these vanishing points dotted lines. So essentially what we're trying to find is this square. So where is this vanishing point here? Or the width. All right, now what we can do is I'm going to create a new layer, and I'll switch colors here. And I am going to mark this point here as our point A, or the bottom corner, nearest corner cube toward us. Now what I'm gonna do is draw a vertical line right on A. So I will do that, touch, and then it'll snap to a vertical line. And then if I go edit shape here and move it right on top of A. Now, once I have that, I'll do a new layer, and we're gonna do a pretty significant right triangle here. So I'm going to do a vertical line. And if I just hold down, it'll snap to, and then a horizontal line, same thing, hold down, snap to. And then I'm gonna do another horizontal line. This time I'm going to do 45 degrees. So up 3, so that's 15, 30, 45 degrees. So this is our right triangle, or two sides of a right triangle and a 45 degrees. And we're going to find that 45 degree vanishing point. So once I have that, I'm going to go ahead and select it. And I am going to minimize my canvas here. And so what we want to connect the left vanishing point, the right vanishing point, and this line here with the corners of our triangle. So I'm gonna have to tilt it a bit and probably resize it. Tilt it a bit more. Okay, that's pretty close. All right, now I can zoom back in. One thing also I'm going to do is label this left vanishing point and right vanishing point. Okay, so now we have that, we have a new spot here. This is going to be B, and this is our 45 degree vanishing point. So once we have that, we're going to connect A and B together. So we create a straight line there between A and B. Now, the cross section between this line and the top right vanishing point is going to be where our left top vanishing point goes. So if I'm going to come back to this layer here and switch back to white, that'll give us our width of our square. So if I go to this one and connect here, and then just keep following it on down to the bottom vanishing point, that will be our triangle. And I can also fill this in here. And then what I'm going to do is kind of erase those so we can kind of distinguish. Okay, so there we have our perfect square. Now we need to find the height. So let's go ahead and come back to this layer. And what we're going to do is take the length of the right vanishing point on this right triangle. So I'm just going to use the selection tool and highlight right over that section of the right vanishing point. And you could do the other side and the opposite as well. I'm just going to choose this one. So once I have that, I'm going to select it, and then I'm going to do a 3-finger swipe and choose duplicate. And once I've done that, I'm going to change it vertically and move it right up to the horizon line. And now I have another new point. I'm going to call this one, change my color back. I'm going to call this one point C. Now once we have point C, we're going to make one more vertical or horizontal line. So from right on the bottom of A, and I'm going to extend it out past this line here. So once I have that, and then I can go from C to the outside corner to that bottom horizontal line. So let's go ahead and do that now. And now I have another point here. We'll call this D. And so from point A to point D is the height of our cube. So let's go ahead and I'll use the selection tool again, and I'll select from A to D, and then I will 3-finger swipe and duplicate, and then rotate to 90 degrees and stack it on top of A. And that is the height of our cube. Now let's go ahead and finish drawing out the rest of our cube. So I'm going to come back down here to this layer, and I'm going to draw right over the top of that, or replace that so I can get that color, and I can start hiding some of these layers here that I no longer need. All right, now what we can do is take the front down to this vanishing point, and then we can take the front down to this vanishing point. And then we can start to build in the top and this corner. And then this corner can fall back to the right vanishing point. And this corner can fall back to the left vanishing point. And then this corner can also be built up there as well. So now one last thing, I'll go ahead and do the dotted lines here so we can better see the clarity of our cube. I'll also do the lines that are in the back for transparency. My mistake, this one. That one is part of the front of the cube there. All right, so yeah, there's the height of our cube, the front of the cube, and the back part of our cube along with the vanishing points. So that is really all there is to finding the perfect cube in 2-point perspective. And there are a lot of steps, but hopefully it helps you learn in the process of how to find the correct size of objects in space. And you can use a cube for many other objects. So it becomes really useful as you're drawing, as I will be drawing figures in the future. So if you want to check those out, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on those. And I can't wait to see you in a future video. See you next time.